Hi, I'm Joel Johnson, and welcome to Conversations at Cannes. Today, we are happy to have with us Martha Boudreau, who is from Fleishman Hillard. She's a regional president in the Washington, D.C. office and a juror on the PR Lions here at the festival. And it's day one, and it's a very exciting time here at the festival, but I guess it's not day one for you. You've been here for a few days already doing the judging. So what have the last 24 to 48 hours been like for you?
Well, I've been here for nearly a week now in judging the whole time, on the PR jury, and it has been tremendous. The first couple of days you're getting your bearings and getting to know the other judges and familiarizing yourself with all the entries, and then it really gets down to focusing on what is compelling and what is excellent, and how we separate out the entries which really deserve special recognition, the gold and the silver lions. And so the last 24 hours we've been at that honing down stage, and it's a fascinating experience of working with colleagues from around the world, other practitioners who really know the best in the business, from all points of the globe. And we don't get to do that very often in our business. So this is really a real honor to be here, and it is very inspirational professionally to be able to learn from others.
Now, before we started talking, you mentioned the diversity of the group of jurors. Can you tell me a little bit about that, and what does that diversity play into the overall selection process?
Well, people talk a lot about diversity, but the fact is, one of the things that we know is it makes us stronger. It makes our point of view stronger. It makes our insights stronger. And so we have tremendous diversity in terms of the countries that are represented. Virtually every region of the world is represented on the jury. And there are lots of cultural sensitivities, especially when you look at sort of the creative application of ideas where you think, I don't know how that would play in my country, and it works perfectly in others. And what it speaks to is the fact that good communications that we have seen here this week, good communications knows the audience, knows what's compelling, and how to move them, change their point of view, or move them to action. And so the diversity brings that perspective and allows us to see what is really excellent and what makes a difference around the world.
Okay. And this is the second year now that PR has actually been a part of the festival. Right. And here on the floor, we have a real mix of advertising and marketing and PR executives. What's the change been like at the festival in terms of adding PR to the overall program?
You know what? It is essential that PR not only, well, first of all, the PR entries are up 35% from last year, which is fabulous. And next year they're going to be up even more. And it's crucial because as communicators, one of the things we know is that creating a dialogue with our target audiences is essential. And that's what PR and communications broadly can do. So the PR industry needs to step in even more significantly into this festival with more entries and a greater representation of the power of PR and things. So you feel that this year. There needs to be more PR programs and strategies discussed as part of the seminars and the workshops. And that will continue, that will evolve, and next year there'll be more. But make no mistake, PR is getting recognition, yes. It's gaining momentum, and next year is going to be even stronger. So it's terrific to be a part of that and to see that happen here.
Yes, and a big part of PR, of course, is now these new technologies like social media, which is giving a very interesting role and challenge to agencies. So in terms of social media, and let's say that's probably going to be one of the biggest themes here at the festival this week, you've worked in social media, you've used it to engage. There's also plenty of advertising agencies here who've used social media to engage. What do you think social media is going to do for this year's festival? Is it going to be the biggest topic? Is it going to be looked at just as another tactic? I would love your point of view.
Well, the social media category for the PR awards was one of the biggest entry categories. But there were almost no entries that did not include a social media component. Because that, as we all know, that's how people communicate. Almost regardless of where you are in the world, what gender you're looking at, what product you're talking about, what issue, people are engaged using social networks, in social media and the digital platform. So in terms of best practices, it's very difficult to achieve objectives without using social media. But what we see now is that it's becoming more woven, and it's pretty much integrated across the board. So instead of it being a tactic, it's really a core part of achieving the strategy. And that is very clear in all the entries this year.
Yeah, I think it's something that we've already seen in some of the seminars that happened here on day one.
Right.
Well, thank you very much, Martha. I appreciate your time. Martha Boudreau, a regional president in the Washington, D.C. office of Fleishman Hillard. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Joel.